Today we shall discuss the questions of the chapter The Portrait of a Lady written by Khuswansi. Last time we just studied this lesson. I described the whole story of this chapter. Today we shall come to discuss the questions of this story. The first question is, first question is, show the three phases of the author's relationship with his grandmother before he left the country to study abroad. You can remember the first phase is when author's parents left author and his grandmother, the author when he was a child. They left for city to seek work and to establish themselves in the city. So his grandmother and author as a child was left, actually they both were left in the village. And in the village, you can remember how grandmother just took care of her grandson, and she just woke him up in the morning, said, made him ready for the school, and just gave him breakfast, and how they went there both together, because the grandmother had also just to go there to read the scriptures in the temple, because the school was attached to the temple. So this you can remember, this is the first phase. The second phase, when they were sent for by their parents to the city to live with them. So when they went to city, actually the grandmother and the grandson, they both shared the same room, but the daughter was admitted in an English school. So now the author's grandmother did not go to actually leave him for the school. She did not help him with the lessons. So because he just learned English words and Western science. So this was the second phase of his life that he has spent with his grandmother. And the third phase is when he was just admitted actually in university for higher education. And after that he got a single room, means he did not share room with his grandmother. So the relation, the physical relation that was between grandmother and the grandson was actually almost broken that time. They lived separately, they lived separately, and that is why he passed the time with his study. This was the third phase that we see in this story, and the relation between grandmother and the grandson was to some extent weakened because they lived separately. So before going to, after that, actually went abroad to have their own study. So before he went abroad, these are the three phases that grandson spent his life with his grandmother. Now the second question is, The next question is, show three reasons why the author's grandmother was was disturbed when he started going to city school. Actually, when they came to city, both, the author was admitted to an English school. He went by bus there in the school. Now the grandmother, like in the village, she did not go with him. And he learned there English words, Western science, that his grandmother did not like much. Next thing is that he was given the teaching of music. And when grandmother actually came to know that he is just learning music, she was quite unhappy because she thought that music had huge association. It is the work of the harlots, the prostitutes. So she did not like it, and after that she almost stopped talking to her grandson. The third thing that was a matter of concern for the grandmother, that was that in his school there was no teaching of God or religion. And that was also a matter of serious concern for the grandmother, and that is why she did not like what the author was studying in the English school in the city. So these are the three reasons. Next question is, next question is, show the 3 days in which the author's grandmother spent her days after he knew her. So after coming to the city, actually there was less contact between grandmother and the grandson. So she just spent her time by spinning on the wheel and reciting prayers. And at afternoon she just fed the sparrows that came in the courtyard of their house. Sparrows came and she made breadcrumbs, and she just spent her time feeding up to the sparrows, and that became the happiest moment of the day for the grandmother. So these are the 3 ways the author's grandmother spent her time. Next question is, next question is, show the ways in which sparrows express their sorrow when the author's grandmother died. You can remember when the grandmother died, sparrows that used to come every day to be fed up by the grandmother. That day when she died, sparrows came that day also. But unlike other days, the sparrows were making no sound. They all scattered there in the courtyard, but they were very quiet. They were noticing everything very quietly. And when author's mother gave them breadcrumbs to eat, they did not even touch the breadcrumbs. And after the dead body was taken out of the house, the sparrows, they all flew from there very quietly, as if they were also expressing their mourning. They were also expressing their sorrow over the death of the lady who fed them every day. So this is the answer to the question. Next question is, another important question is that the author's grandmother was a religious person. What are the different ways in which we come to know this? There is no doubt she was very religious woman, and there are many instances in the story that we can just infer that from the incidents of the story that she was a highly religious lady. She was a she was a lady with high religious temper. Actually, in the very beginning of the story, when the writer is just describing the various features of his grandmother, you can see that how she just wore white clothes. She was very old, no doubt, and she was short and somewhat bent, and she walked in the house with one hand on her waist, and other hand counting the beads of rosary. Always there was a rosary in her hands, and she counted the beads and reciting prayers. She always just while walking here and there, she was, and the writer describes she was like a landscape. She was like just a wide landscape at the mountain in the winter that we see. Means a lady full of serenity. So see her religious temperament that we see there. Also when she just woke up the writer and took him to the school, there in the temple she went inside and read holy books. That is another instance that we can say that she was very religious. She read scriptures and then returned from there. And when they came to the city, just you can remember that when just one day her grandson said to her that actually in school he was learning the lesson of music, and she became very shocked to hear that actually he was learning lesson of music, because she thought that music had very lewd association. This is not very good. This is a thing for the harlots or the beggars. So a gentle person, a gentleman should not learn music. And that after that she became just very shocked after hearing that. So, and after that she just how she fed the breadcrumbs to the sparrows. And also we can remember just when the writer returned from Akut, having just higher education, and how she got the lady and just thumped on the drum to welcome him as warrior. And even at the time of her death, she was just counting the beads just of the rosary. So there are many instances there in the story that just on the basis of which we can say that she was a highly religious lady. So this is the answer of this question. Next question is, see in this story that there was a changing relationship between the author and his grandmother. Right from the time when they both were spending in the village, how close they were, how close. She just woke him up, just made him ready for the school, just gave him breakfast, took him to the school, and then after the studies completed, they just returned to the house. So there was very close relation, too much of the physical contact was there when they were living in the village. But after they went to city to live with their parents, in the beginning they were sharing the same room. The author was admitted to an English school, and when he returned from school, he asked about what kind of teaching was actually going on, and then he said that there was just teaching of English and science, and then music also. Then actually the relation between them somewhat weakened, and there was now less contact between the two. But after that, when just he went to university to have just further education, and now just the same room in which actually they were sharing, that was also gone, because now the author was living in a single room. So the relation actually almost was broken between the two. Physical contact was actually, but the question is, did their feeling for each other? And after that he went abroad for the advanced study. But the feelings for each other did never change. They had the same feeling for each other. For the grandson, the grandmother was a source of love, a source of inspiration for him in the life. And that is why he portrays here the picture of his grandmother. That is why he writes this story, the portrait of a lady. So the feeling was very intimate feeling, a very filial affection between the two. So the feeling for each other never changed. This is the answer of this question. Next question is, so next question is, would you agree that the author's grandmother was a person strong in character? If yes, give instance. Really, actually, grandmother was a lady of very strong character. There are many instances in the story that we discovered that how strong she is. So much old actually the lady is, but she never just sitting or just sleeping, spending her time, but she just wearing a very just white dress and then putting one hand on her waist and then counting the beads of rosary in another hand. She walked in the room from here and there. There were wrinkles just from everywhere to everywhere, just running on her face. Means too much old, but never stopped and reciting prayers every time. That shows that how strong she was. And so she took all the responsibility after the parents went to the city to have work and to just seek establishment there. She took in this old age also she took the whole responsibility of the child. Just right from beginning to the evening, right from morning to the evening. She just making him up, just making ready for the school, preparing all his just items for the school, and then just breakfast, taking her to school, and then just after that finishing the work, just returning at the same time. So actually doing all the things there for her grandson in the village shows how strong she was in character. And after that, when they came to city, and just after he just studied in the school, and then he just studied completing his studies in the university, when he was going abroad, that time her strong character, because the author thought that when she would be there at the station, at the time of departure, she might be looking for just for a grandson, because he was living for abroad for so many years, maybe 5-6 years. So, but that time, surprisingly, she did not shed tears. She did not become emotional. She controlled all her emotions, because she knew that if she became emotional, then her grandson would also become emotional, and there will be a problem, just because this time he was going for purpose, actually to somewhere. So the mission was there, and she did not want to interrupt that mission. She did not want to be a hurdle in the mission of her grandson, and that is why she kept control over all her emotions, just kissed on his forehead and just said him goodbye, and he went abroad. So that time at the station, it was just very surprising because both were very close to each other, right from the childhood days, because the author spent most of his time with his grandmother. He had so much love and expression for his grandmother, but that time he found that how, and even at the time, the writer of the story that when he would return from abroad, whether he would meet her or not, he had some kind of doubt in his mind. But when he returned from there after 5 years, the grandmother was still was there at the station to receive him. She did not speak a word, just took him in her arms, embraced him, loved him. So, and just how we can see that she gathered the women there and just brought an old drum and thumped at night to just welcome her grandson like a barrier. So there was so many times there in the story that we found the strength of the grandmother's character, that she was a lady with very high standard character, no doubt about it. That is why, the author was so inspired. That is why he just wrote this story as a memory, this autobiographical story, The Portrait of a Lady. Anybody could have this kind of person in his or her life who becomes a source of inspiration for him or her. That might be your mother, that might be your father, that might be your grandmother. So any personality in your house, in your relation, can become a source for you. There are so many, the great personalities in your life, that they made somebody a source of their inspiration and built their career, their prospect of life, and became great personality in the world. So The Portrait of a Lady is a very enthusiastic story. It is very inspiring. Many things are here to be learned from this story. So this is all about this story. Next week we shall learn a poem from this book next week. Okay, thank you very much. देखिए स्टॉप कितना मिनट का हुआ।